I think Bitcoin was it was a $90 billion asset class in March of 2000 when I was first looking at it. And then by August, it was about a $180 billion asset class. And right now, 4 years later, it's $1.8 trillion asset class. And I think it's going to 18 trillion, then 180 trillion, then it's going to go beyond that. So I think it's a very simple thing. I think Bitcoin is going to grow from 0.1% of the money in the world to 7% of the money in the world over the next 21 years. And of course, you should just go long and keep buying it.
MicroStrategy's executive chairman, Michael Saylor, has a straightforward message for Bitcoin enthusiasts: buy and hold. The firm, already known for its massive Bitcoin investments, recently completed a $3 billion offering of 0% convertible senior notes due December 2029. This bold move supports their plan to significantly increase Bitcoin holdings. Initially targeting $1.75 billion, overwhelming demand pushed the figure to $2.6 billion, before finalizing at $3 billion. The offering, priced with a 0% coupon and a 55% premium, has an implied strike price of $672 for MicroStrategy's Class A stock. Despite skepticism around this aggressive approach, the results have been undeniable. Michael Saylor remains confident, urging others to adopt a similar Bitcoin strategy without fear. Make sure to watch the rest of this video where Saylor explains how Bitcoin gets to over $1 million per coin. Also, if you enjoy listening to crypto-related content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel by following the link in my bio. And get access to my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox. Each newsletter contains market intelligence, on-chain data and latest updates from experts in the crypto space. All of this is available completely free of charge. Signing up only takes a moment and you can always change your mind later on. Now back over to Michael Saylor.
On October 30th, we announced our 21-21 plan. So $21 billion worth of equity we're going to raise and $21 billion we're going to raise in fixed income securities. And we filed this shelf registration to sell the $21 billion in equity in at the market offerings. So then the next week, we had the election, a lot of activity, the red sweep, and then that Monday, a week ago from today, we announced we'd actually bought $2 billion of Bitcoin. So that was like a $2 billion week, and it's like 27,000 Bitcoin or something. But then another week went by. So the announcement this morning was from last week's activity. So that's 5 days in the marketplace. So we did about $2 billion the first week, and we did $4.6 billion the second week.
This is the biggest ever, biggest purchase you've ever
I
made.
think it's the biggest Bitcoin purchase ever. Yeah, so $6.6 billion since we had our quarterly results. So, I think it's like 41, 42 times we bought Bitcoin in that range. So ever since August of 2020, we keep buying, we don't sell. It's a very simple strategy. Bitcoin is Manhattan in cyberspace. I just want to keep buying Manhattan in cyberspace. I have this theory that one day 8 billion people want to put their money in Manhattan in cyberspace. And of course, the more we bought, the more transparent we are, the more the capital markets get behind us. So now, if you're an investor on Wall Street and you're looking for the company that's going to buy up cyberspace, then you're buying MicroStrategy stock. And some people like Bitcoin, so they buy Bitcoin. Every day of my life, I tell people to buy Bitcoin. Some people want more Bitcoin, right? The joke I have is the only thing better than Bitcoin is more Bitcoin. So we borrowed $4.2 billion at 82 basis points, and we bought Bitcoin with it. So for the people that like Bitcoin, they buy it, but people that really like it want to borrow a lot of money and buy more. And then there's another group of investors, the convertible bond investors. And how do you buy Bitcoin at the all-time high and get the upside but don't have the downside? So you buy the bonds, and it turns out that our bonds have outperformed Bitcoin, but they're bonds. And so that blows people's minds that we can actually sell you a bond. They don't just outperform all the other bonds. Some of these bonds they're trading 200 plus against 100 basis. So they're up 100%. So they outperform all the bonds, but they also outperform the Bitcoin. And that's because we've created a public company with a tiered capital structure, and we've got a lot of permanent capital. Then we've got the senior bonds and the capital structure, and then the equity, generates a BTC yield. And so a lot of Bitcoin maxis pile into the equity, and that gives us a premium, and we're able to use the premium from the equity in order to create very accretive capital markets transactions with the bonds and the rest of the equity. And so the way it works is we're selling convertible bonds. And the convertible bonds have a bond component, and then they have an option component, like a call option. And so the convertible arbitrageurs and the options traders, they like the volatility in the stock. You know, one thing you might not know is we have the most volatile stock in the S&P 500. So if you took all 500 stocks in the S&P 500, you said, which is the most volatile? Like, we're like 100 vol. The S&P, the VIX is like 15. You know, most of the Mag 7 stocks, they would be like 20, 25 vol. Bitcoin is 50. So it's like 3 to 4 times the volatility of the S&P index. MicroStrategy, we lever the Bitcoin, so we get 2x that. So we get to 100. And conventional investors are afraid of volatility. They fear it. They're like, I can't handle the volatility. But volatility is like RPM in an engine. It's like spinning at 100 RPM instead of 10 RPM. So if you plug volatility in the Black-Scholes equation, the options are a lot more valuable if you have volatility.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for news and expert predictions direct to your inbox.